Welcome acolytes. Today I'm reacting to a nice little video from Willie Macro. He's actually, well, this maybe I'm gonna start a bit differently. Sorry about that, but I'm not sure about this because I have so much hate right now in my heart. So after seeing this, this, ladies and gentlemen, is Keffals. Keffals is a terrible human being. Now, why is Keffals a terrible human being? Is it because, as I heard one or two times by now, because he is trans? No. Is he a terrible human being because he's gay? No. Why is he then a terrible human being? Because he actually sponsors a freaking effed up terrible thing where he just goes around the father's permission to actually transition young people's body without the consent of their parents. And that's fucked up. That's very fucked up. This person is also, as Willie just said, a failed effing politician. Wait, did he just say it? No, he didn't. Yeah, I just started this by not 0.1 seconds, but Keffals is a failed politician. And at the end of the day, all around, a very, very not nice human being. So, what? Why am I mad about? I just don't like Keffals. Keffals has one of the most freaking negative things in a human being that can exist. Plus, she actually defended Vosh. Yep, the guy that actually wants kids being effed by horses. So take that in. Now, let's see what William has to say about Keffals. And probably gonna agree a lot with him. No, not gonna lie, but oh, this is.
Keffals is a failed politician for the Canadian Communist Party. She was swatted by one on.
Oh yeah, it was a communist party. Damn, boy. But nonetheless, failed. Freaking good that it failed. By the way, I am very happy about it. So yeah.
Online group, and then lied about it being another bigger, more popular site.
Kiwi Farms is an online community of stalkers that torment and harass their victims so intensely.
We did it. We actually did it. So many people have tried for so long to do this, and we actually got Kiwi Farms down.
No, you didn't. Kiwi Farms is still up.
It's not bad.
Not bad at all.
The website would never be shut down. She would cry.
Yep.
Lie.
We need as many people as possible to know who they are if we plan to fight back against them. That's why I need every single person who has watched this video to share the video and to spread the word.
Later admitting to baiting them into doxing her so she could get even more publicity.
And my little ragtag team were able to force their hand by intentionally making myself a lightning rod so I could make Kiwi Farms more vicious and attack me to the point where Cloudflare had no choice. Because every time they attacked me, I publicized it.
And Kiwi Farms wouldn't even be the culprit. I covered this story nearly 2 years ago, but now I have the court documents, and it's clear to me that what she has written in there does not at all line up with reality. This video will paint a fuller picture. This is how an activist scammed her movement.
There's a lot of people in my audience that look up to me. I don't want to let them down.
It's like I need a pal.
My effing god, really? You don't want to let them down? You don't want to let them down after you already did?
A bit of comfort.
Damn it.
On the road to damnation.
I am. Just fuck this person, honestly. Just fuck this person. It's just incredible. Just being about all of this and then still just So sorry, but I can't talk. I honestly can't talk because I'm so freaking mad about it. I don't get it. That's actually, it's just, this is such a terrible human being that I'm just baffled by it. Ah, F me.
Palate cleanser, food for this hole in my soul, and what better than a meal choice from over 70 different chefs who think great food is for everyone. Cook Unity is the fast chef-to-meal delivery service, where you can choose a variety of different meals from award-winning chefs that are delivered fresh, never frozen to your door. The link in the description and use code WillyMac50 to get 50% off your first order of—
Although, actually eating correctly is very important, so take that with a grain of salt or two. Or think about it if you actually plan on losing weight for some reason.
Cook Unity meals. Thank you, Cook Unity, for sponsoring this video.
Just keep on talking life by life.
Oh yeah, yeah. By the way, you already heard. She's a politician. Of course, she lies. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Doesn't it make sense? It does.
To understand this story, we need to go back to the past. Keffals was swatted August 5th, 2022. This is partly because she's trans and people after her are insanely bigoted, and partly because she's insufferable. You will understand later. These people sent an email impersonating Keffals using her dead name, saying she killed her transphobic mom and plans to kill every cisgendered person at City Hall. Keffals uploaded—
Yep. People, if you have someone who actually wants to eradicate others or kill them off, yeah, this is the person you end up with. And isn't that disgusting? Isn't it just disgusting? Am I the only one that actually thinks that?
video titled "My Life is in Danger, I Need Your Help," saying that the police violated her human rights.
The fact that a fake—
Oh, yeah, boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
While the heart still beats,
Freaking wants to kill people, but Christ.
email led to London Police Services booking me under my dead name reveals the prejudice that many police have towards transgender people.
She would also claim that the police caused her and her fiancé financial harm and that she was opening a GoFundMe to recoup her losses. Move and any extra money past the goal would be used to sue the police.
They seized both my personal and work phone, as well as the work computer that
By the way, this was also a scam.
I broadcast on Twitch from. Because of the negligence of the police, we were both left functionally unemployed, and I have spent thousands of dollars replacing our computers and cell phones.
By the way, she's one of the people that actually wants other people to get fired just because of their political assignment. So, sorry that you actually got your own medicine. F you.
So our lives aren't completely destroyed by what happened to us.
The GoFundMe was initially set to $20,000 and she exceeded it immediately, but would suspiciously raise the goal every time it was about to hit it. Now, to understand her dishonesty when it comes to the lawsuit, we need to understand her doxing, because this is psychotic. Kiwi Farms is famed for their documentation of lol cows. I think the term came from them. Slurs and misgendering run rampant on the website. There's no moderation. I grew up on Xbox Live. I don't really care, but it's definitely not for the faint of heart. It's a degenerate place for degenerate people that love documenting other degenerates, so it's not surprising Keffals would have a thread. Keffals would be targeted and harassed several times, the first one being the email threat to City Hall. This got media coverage and pushed her GoFundMe off the ground. Keffals would try and get away, spending a night at a hotel, posting a picture of her cat letting everyone know she was okay. The doxers then cross-referenced the bed sheets with other hotels in her city to find the one she was staying at. They sent her pizzas.
In the morning afterwards, 5 different pizza companies sent pizzas to my hotel room under my dead name. Obviously, it isn't the pizzas that are the problem, but it's the threat that they make.
She then had her Uber account hacked multiple times, doxing her again, and had hundreds of dollars worth of stuff delivered to her. And every time she would get doxed, she would blame it on Kiwi Farms, encouraging services like Cloudflare to drop the site so it would be shut down. This story blew up even more in the media where she would be labeled a trans activist.
I'm a high-profile transgender activist. There's a big target on my back. The community that I built online was the only time he ever felt like a normal teenager.
By the way, why I know for a fact that she's fake crying. I've seen a lot of people in my life crying because of different reasons. And I never seen someone that actually cries and no tears come for longer than half a second. After you start once, it goes. It just goes. So no, I am pretty sure she's faking it. Can I be 100% sure? Probably not. But I am.
And the target on my back is because of that.
She would officially
No, the target on your back is because you're a provocative swine. That's why.
declare war on
And,
Kiwi Farms.
and by the way,
Sona
you defend Vosh.
in a video
That actually talks a lot more about you than anything else.
titled Things Have Escalated. Now I'm in hiding. This blew up the GoFundMe even more. And just like before, she would continue to raise the goal. It was already over $70,000 and she's like, actually, from this point on, now it's for the lawsuit.
Until then, I am keeping the GoFundMe up, but any donations towards it from this point forward will be strictly towards the legal fund.
Her attitude towards doxing would completely change. She'd say she needed to flee again, but to Europe. She needed to flee the internet to Europe. It makes no sense.
This
You
makes
can't
no
flee
sense.
a website. Statistically speaking, the people doxing her likely didn't live anywhere near her. Streamers get swatted all the time. They don't flee. They don't travel to Europe announcing every country she's going to. She would then buy an IRL streaming setup.
Yeah, by the way, if you're actually running away, what's the point of giving freaking out where you're at? How fucking stupid are you? It's like here in Germany there is a guy named Drachenlord. Exactly the same amount of moronic. This isn't because she's actually in danger. It's purely because she actually wants the freaking validation. She wants people to see her as the nice, the little poor victim.
So she could stream in the streets. But IRL streamers get doxxed even more. So you have to flee to Europe so people don't know where you are, but you're streaming your location. You go to TwitchCon, but you're streaming your location. People would become suspicious of her intentions, raising the goal, and she'd chalk them up as conspiracy theorists.
People were so gracious, they came together and they helped me out. And while I really respect it, it's brought a lot of people to do the QAnon brain bullshit about me, where they're saying I'm stealing money from my fans.
She announces she's going to Spain, then Ireland, staying with someone who's already been doxxed. This is...
Just in case you didn't actually get it. I hope you followed it until now. So she actually got money. She wants it to run away. She wants it to actually get away from her stalkers. And she moves the goalpost a few times. Up and up and up so she can keep the money. And some fucking how she still thinks that she's the poor widow victim here. I'm gonna be honest, genius. She just abused the stupidity of her actual fans, just milked them for everything they are worth, and just run away. And I don't care for those people. They actually support someone that harms kids, and I don't give a fuck if they actually get truly harassed.
stupid. She's mad at people for questioning her intentions of fleeing the country and buying a new streaming setup, but look at this. She would get doxxed for a bomb threat called in at a food truck because she's streaming herself there, and her response would be, oh, I just didn't think about it.
So why would you tweet like, hey, there's this, you know, I don't know, like a truck, right? Like a food truck that Kiwi Farms threatened to bomb. You never tweeted that there's a truck that Kiwi Farms threatened to bomb and you're going to IRL stream there?
Oh yeah, no, I did. I was gonna go to the truck. And
Yeah, so like you're super in danger,
had,
so I'm going to go to the truck?
Yeah, I already had police connections while I was in Ireland, and they knew ahead of time where I was going.
But you had police connections in Canada, and they knew where you were going, right?
Yeah? Like, what's your point, though?
Like, what?
Oh my effing god.
None of this makes sense, Keffals.
Like, do you think I'm, like, a robot? Like, I am going to make, like, 100% the most logical decisions when I'm scared.
They're just asking you to stop posting your location. She's such a weasel. And every time she'd get doxxed, the media storm would start all over again. Kiwi Farms chasing Keffals around the world. Bigots hound transgender streamer. Forced to hide out in Belfast.
And I'm pretty sure that they called in, like they tried to swat us.
We can't tell if it's the same person.
We can't tell if it's the same person, but shortly after this photo was taken, the police knocked on the door to tell us that someone had reported a murder in this flat.
Her fans were concerned as to why she was telling people where she was going, and she's like,
and by the way, I'm not for actually harassing someone, but some people just effing deserve it. Like, you cannot feel bad for her.
The ritual.
Come on.
Europe's big, Ireland's dense.
I'm currently in Ireland. I am staying with a friend. I'm safe. Things are good. Don't tell people what country. It is completely fine. Do you know how dense Ireland is? Very dense country.
Every IRL streamer to ever exist gets doxxed and swatted. She would be asked by Nick Diorio and Keemstar about this.
Yeah, but I always thought to myself, I'm like, if people are really out to get you and you're in hiding, you're like live streaming like at VidCon, like I feel like you're like,
oh yeah,
you're not really in hiding.
I wasn't at that point. Like, I hired a security consulting firm, and I was basically like, do you think things have chilled at this point? And they're like, yeah, probably.
So you aren't fleeing. This is just a vacation. She would contradict herself again in a private Patreon stream.
I have not been able to focus on actually taking legal action because I was still concerned for my well-being and my safety. The only reason I ended up going to TwitchCon is because a security firm that I...
Yes! It goes on by my safety. Hey, let's go to TwitchCon.
I hired, and I can't go into the specifics because I signed a non-disclosure agreement, told me that they thought that the heat died down and it would have been safe for me to travel there, which I essentially see as a work trip.
What about everything else you've been doing? She won't answer. Which is it, Keffals? I feel like she's only saying she's fleeing to justify not working on the lawsuit, which is what most of the money was raised for. In the same stream, she would admit to purposely putting herself in a doxable position so that she would get more media attention.
By intentionally making myself a lightning rod, so I could make Kiwi Farms more vicious and attack me to the point where Cloudflare had no choice, because every time they attacked me, I publicized it. One of the things that I did intentionally for the success of the campaign was make myself a lightning rod. I egged them on. I egged Kiwi Farms on. I wanted them to attack me.
You can hear this. So she did it on purpose. So how the fuck is it Kiwi Farms' fault if you do it on purpose? If you wanna play freaking 5D chess, then play it to the end. Don't pretend.
Because by doing that, I was able to show the world how fucking vile they are.
She wrote in her Discord, oh, it's just Kiwi Farms chuds. I don't know, they could keep laughing at me. They effed with me and I got 100K. Directly got them deplatformed from Cloudflare. I won. And Keffals would redirect the hate towards Kiwi Farms and their provider Cloudflare.
I was up till like 8 a.m. because we decided at the last minute to do a protest in front of where the Cloudflare Connect conference is being hosted in Sydney, Australia. The Online Safety Act actually forbids cyber abuse content, like the kind that's...
Again, she's scared. She's very scared. Very, very scared. Can you see the freaking hypocriticism of that?
It's hosted at Kiwi Farms. And apparently Kiwi Farms does get routed through Australia.
It does, yeah.
So unless the people who run the servers that get routed through Australia are willing to pay a $500,000 fine, they need to drop Kiwi Farms.
But here's the thing, the people doxing and swatting Keffals wasn't Kiwi Farms. It was actually a much more malicious website. I'm not going to name the site because if 100,000 people watch this video, statistically speaking, a couple of them are going to be crazy. I don't want them looking up her or her family's personal information. So I will call it Website Zero. Website Zero is what Keffals portrays Kiwi Farms as. Kiwi Farms is a glorified gossip forum where people troll and use slurs. People do dox on it, but it's not what the site is for. Saying otherwise is like getting doxed on Twitter and then saying all of Twitter is a doxing site. Website Zero is a malicious group of hackers and doxers meant to harass their target, not just online, but in real life as well. They had the email that got her swatted. They have proof of her hacked Uber Eats orders, showing that's how they kept doxing her. They explained how they confirmed her new address in Ireland with the dox of her roommate by the shape of the doorknobs in the background. When her family was swatted, what website was actively talking about it at the time? Website Zero.
By the way, I still don't actually like that she got swatted, but fuck me was this freaking intense and very, very well done. Like they hunted her like a dog. By the way, don't do it, but it was impressive. This was fucking impressive.
It's like the most complicated way to harass somebody. They would even fool me when they would file a complaint to the Copyright Claims Board on behalf of Keffals using White Forest as the copyright enforcer, trying to make it look like she wanted to revoke Kiwi Farms' safe harbor privileges. You could read just how ridiculous that sounds. I reached out to White Forest and the person who filed the claim, and they said they never did. You need to put a lot of personal information to file a complaint like this, meaning it was most likely Website Zero, and she knows it's been them the entire time, actively trying to silence people who talk about it. Saying in her DMs with Destiny, I was scared. Website Zero users aren't stupid like Kiwi Farms users. So this whole campaign is built off of a lie. Website Zero was too scary to go after, so she made it about the infamous troll site. Like what, is 4chan next? Hey, it's more marketable anyway.
All of us are here talking about like Website X. We're all talking about how bad it is, how it's like a secret, how we don't speak the name of it, but everyone knows it and everyone's worried about it. And it's like, sounds like the perfect website for a campaign for them to get dropped by their fucking service provider. Like, this is what I'm saying.
I don't think the momentum is there for that, though. Like, with the Drop Kiwi Farms campaign, it was just really opportune timing. I had all this media attention on me, and journalists were, like, following every fucking thing I said and did. And I didn't even know about the second website until they went after me.
Yeah, but when you describe it as like a worse version of the same website, but whoa, please don't talk about it. That's crazy.
Well, it's like it's different.
If it's still affecting us from websites like Twitter, I don't know what the point of going to every individual random website is to try to start a change.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it would be effective.
Well, that's what you did. And it wasn't effective. Kiwi Farms is still up. And if she's deceiving her audience, her donors, and the media about this, it makes me question her lawsuit a whole lot more. Objection! When I was covering her lawsuit 2 years ago, I was seriously questioning if she had any real plans with the money. It's now crystal clear to me that she didn't. It started off with, all the money over $20,000 would go to a lawsuit against the police for violating my rights.
And build a legal fund to protect my rights.
And on Sorrenti's end, the story is not yet over. She's waiting for London Police Service to finish their investigation and told Global News she planned to sue.
She'd continue to encourage people to donate by saying legal fees are expensive and that she's consulting with 3 lawyers.
People have been really questioning, mostly bad faith people. I haven't seen a lot of people do this in good faith, but I've had a lot of people questioning my GoFundMe fundraiser. People kept asking me why I'm raising the goal when it hits the goal. And the reason why is because, yes, I'm using these funds to move, but more importantly, once I'm safe, the rest of those funds are going to be used for legal expenses.
Then it became, well, I might sue the police. I'm not sure. They've been nice to me.
After it first happened, I was very mad at the police. and I wanted to hold their feet to the fire as much as possible. I wanted to even potentially pursue legal action against them, but they've taken the threat against my life very seriously, and I want to see justice.
It then becomes, I never said I was going to sue the police at all. I was being very careful with my language.
I keep raising it. The reason that I did that in the first place was because I wanted it to be
You're a scammer.
$100,000 from the beginning, but I didn't know if I would get that money. So when it kept coming in, I just kept raising the cap until I got there. I never said that I was going to sue the police. I wanted to be very careful with the language that I used because I don't know exactly what the plan is.
Were you being intentionally misleading when you wrote that? Well, I didn't say. It's clearly the impression everyone got. The way she writes off people is hilarious.
They just keep shifting it further and further so they can just keep trying to raise as much money as possible. One of the...
Yes. Problem?
A few weeks later, Keffals would hire a private investigator to dox a Kiwi Farms user she thought doxed her and sent him photos of him and his parents. Except that's not him. So she just doxed a random guy. Keffals would claim that these are fake, but the guy proved it by linking it back to her Discord. But we don't even need that because Keffals bragged about doing it herself at 3 a.m. before promptly deleting the tweet. When people would ask for a breakdown for how the money is being spent, she refused to elaborate, saying, "I will never do a GoFundMe breakdown for bad faith actors. Everyone who has donated has a refund button." Somebody asks, "Can you prove you were pushing litigation?" I have no intentions of knowing what it is or what you're pushing. Can you just give us some proof you are actually pursuing legal action? Keffals would reply, "Can you prove this tweet didn't ratio you?" He would ask again, "Can you show one piece of evidence you paid for a lawyer with the money donated towards your legal fund?" And she would respond with a "Whoa, showing a breakdown of the money donated you for legal purposes should be something you want to do. It's so easy to prove, you just need receipts." It wouldn't be until a month later where Keffals would admit that she hasn't worked on the lawsuit.
Just like explaining all of the things that have happened that have made it hard for me to focus on getting to the point that I could even consider legal action.
She was busy with vacation, dude.
Now I'm going to be focusing more on the legal things because I'm settled down, I'm back in Canada, and I have time to work on this now.
At this point, she would say she can't name who she's suing because then it would give them time to burn all their evidence.
During the process of actually taking legal action, one of the first steps that you need to do is collect evidence. And if you announce prematurely who you are taking legal action against, it gives that party an opportunity to try and destroy as much evidence as possible. I'm not even going to publicly comment on the party either.
A few weeks later, she'd go on live stream, seemingly inebriated, saying she's depressed.
"Hello, Keffals. I'm a 3-month HRT trans girl. I'd just like to say you're my role model.
Oh my god.
Look, I'm proud of you, but you should pick a better role model. Like, for instance, SpongeBob, because like SpongeBob's never done anything wrong, I don't think. That's, yeah. Are you proud of, what the fuck is there to be proud of? Shut up. Shut up. Okay, fine, I'm super disappointed. Good.
I'm gonna be honest. If you actually went through that shit, there is a point of actually being proud about what you went through and made the freaking decisions you made, the entire transition phase, because you actually suffer for it. What you're, in my opinion, not shouldn't be proud of is if you're basically have things that you cannot influence. But that's just me.
Good. Join the club. Step in the line.
Her family would beg her to get off.
Could you grab me the mic arm? What?
I wouldn't really hear from Keffals for a while until she announced she was signing up for rehab. In the next few days, I'll be admitted to rehab. The doctor said because of the drugs I'm addicted to, without medical supervision, detoxing will kill me. This was in February, meaning this whole time she might have been addicted. When she got out of rehab, she held a Patreon-only stream saying she was addicted to drugs since she talked to Keemstar. This is before she even determined who she was suing.
Around the end of 2022, I started drinking, which made me spiral. It was around the time that I was in fights with Keemstar.
Yeah, it makes the stream make a lot more sense.
And then as more and more shit started happening, I started doing cocaine at the start of 2023.
So don't forget, she just said it's not her fault. Did I just say that? Irrelevant. It's irrelevant, okay. It's not her fault. It's actually Keemstar's fault that she took drugs. And I'm repeating, by the way, Vosh Defender. Warm, nice, hot tea.
8 days into a cocaine bender, I found out that the coke that I was doing was cut with meth. So for 8 days straight, I was doing coke and meth.
I don't know that, but I think you won't cut meth and coke. But I also don't remember, one of those is more expensive than the other. And I think it's meth. But I'm not sure about it. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, no.
I had a friend come over to help me detox, and I tried to just go back to my life like nothing ever happened, and I tried my best to make it so no one knew how bad things were. As I really didn't want to let people down. Especially because I know there's a lot of people in my audience that look up to me. And I don't want to let them down.
She talks about how an argument...
Oh, this was actually quite quivery. I like that. That's really a bit... How can you say it? Really good showsmanship there. Really good pretending. You heard the quiver in the back of the voice. That was really well made. Damn.
Argument in a Twitter space made her want to off herself.
I was going through coke withdrawal while I was while I was in that Twitter space. And I was so irritable that I just had to pause for a second, and I started calling them retards. And that kicked off so much shit. After the fallout from all of that and all of the drama, I decided, fuck it. I figured out how to get drugs on the darknet. And
I'm sure a lifetime accomplishment.
I started making a plan to kill myself. I started doing coke and meth and benzos, and I was planning on ordering heroin from the darknet.
I wouldn't wish drug addiction on my worst enemy, but I also wouldn't trust them with $100,000. And if you think the money situation is confusing, wait until you see the actual lawsuit. On May 3rd, 2023, Keffals would finally present the official lawsuit going through the Human Rights Tribunal of Ontario, and it would be against London Police Services. These are just papers, nothing's gone to trial yet. Congratulations to Keffals for actually getting something filed and settling on the police like her GoFundMe insinuated. I had my doubts. However, the lawsuit's claims and some of Keffals' goals don't make a whole lot of sense to me.
It doesn't. She's just a junkie.
Some of her complaints line up copy-paste from the GoFundMe. Like at the time of arrest, LPS officers referred to Clara by her dead name. Or the management system meant that some things were booked under her dead name, and that her property was labeled under it.
During the arrest, the police officer referred to me by my dead name. This is one of the property bags returned to me after I was released from custody.
It's her old last name. Does that quantify as a hate crime? If a woman's arrested and referred to under her ex-husband's last name, is that really a violation of her human rights? The police defense is that it was a clerical error due to her having interactions with the police before she changed her name. The police...
And by the way, those happen. Simple as that. Happens. It just happens. That's all.
Police chief also notes that they need to develop a mechanism to ensure accuracy and avoid hurtful or disrespectful interactions in the future. Ultimately, it's up to the court to determine if this is discrimination or not. LPS and LPS's record system failed to record that Miss Sorrenti was transgender and was at greater risk of a swatting as a result, despite being warned in March 2022. Keffals' brother warned the police that she was a swatting risk 5 months before the swatting incident.
In fact, my brother called London Police Services on March 27th in a conversation lasting 9 minutes and 16 seconds. To see if my family could be put on a no swatting list, only to be treated like we were wearing tinfoil hats and completely dismissed.
It is ridiculous that they didn't take her seriously despite her being such a large creator. This next one though, I'm convinced she just made it up. At the time of arrest, one of the officers pressed her hand against Miss Sorrenti's breast and said, "Yep, it's a she." What? She has never mentioned this before. Not in her Kickstarter, not in her initial video, not in any of her streams following it up. Maybe I'm missing something and someone can link me because I find it impossible that she hasn't mentioned this before now. It also states that since Keffals was stressed from the swatting, she saw a 25% reduction in income, and the numbers are redacted. This is surprising because this is when she was at her most relevant. I assume she just streamed less. Her case is demanding that LPS admit they discriminated against her, that they pay the damages to her dignity and self-respect of $75,000, have the LPS compensate her loss of income and special damages in the form of $50,000. She wants them to change her record management system and have LPS officers use body cams when interacting with trans members. And it's true, the City of London did not have body cams when...
By the way, body cams, I am a fan of that. It's very simple thinking, just because, well, if you do something wrong, you can catch it, and the police has they have special rights, but they also should be held accountable to a slightly higher standard. And but I'm also for police the entire way up, except for the corrupt pigs, of course. But you know, corruption is in any group to a certain degree, and we should minimize the corruption in positions of power, like the police, like political, as far as we can.
Swatting her. But the City of London already had an initiative to get body cams on officers by the beginning of 2025. Not just for trans interactions, but all the time. She DM'd me in February saying, "The cops have good lawyers." Of course they do. If I could get one thing from all this, it would be body cams. Since the police don't use them in my hometown, it's my word versus theirs. The next few sections is asking them to apply by human rights laws, and it ends with saying that if Keffals wins the case, the LPS needs to publish the verdict to the front page of their website. It's so petty, I love it. Now there's a lot of questions relating to this complaint. When this was filed on April 10th, 2023. In response, LPS launched an investigation on themselves with the Special Investigations Unit, saying this was the first time they ever heard of the alleged assault, and they determined that they found themselves innocent, but I haven't gotten the report yet, so take that however you want. Also, Keffals, in a now deleted tweet she posted in February 2024, the papers have been processed, but they are still awaiting dates to appear before the tribunal. I'm told this could take between a minimum of 2 years and at worst 6 years. He's claiming that the trial has not even started yet, which may be true.
Damn, that's long. Yeah, but yeah.
But she deleted it a minute later. I don't know how to take that. She's so not transparent, it's hard to tell when she's lying, when she's telling the truth. It makes the research process for this so painful. I tried reaching out to her in DMs, sending 2 messages. She then proceeded to block me and called me a stalker for signing up for a Patreon to do research, even though she's done this exact same thing. She's making it seem like reaching out before making a video is a bad thing. It's not. I have a lot more to say about Keffals when it comes to the promotion of her DIY hormones for minors, her self-destructive cycle, the Catboy Ranch Discord, and the Human Rights Tribunal case. But I need more time to confirm that information, so subscribe to the channel. I want to shout out Doomer Media, who did a lot of the legwork in the research and script department. Honestly, I feel like we both hurt ourselves. And shout out to the homies over on Patreon: Phoebes, Crimson Glass, Riveter, Christina Vina, Mac Monkey, Drain Kobex, Necro Valley, Stefan Bildman, Abby Blackbird, Eddie Bizzle, Tismic Fitz, Christopher H, TV Anthology Reviews, Kanklemore, Sennial Music, Lucas If, Et Automatic, and the mega homies: Reynold Hughes, Hellison, IGP, Cone, Zombie Fox or Taxi, Latchkey Gothboy, Cyber Katie, Lore Reloaded, Papa Gut, Caden Lulin, Luis G, Exo Irish Exo, BA Subway, Hawkin Load, Zerophonic, Derek Do, Kitty Cat, and a Screaming Cloaker.
Okay. So a lot of people who actually support him. Oh, this guy again. Okay. But
And
this
Kiwi
is
Farms does get
I hope you had a bit fun, and I was pretty enraged here. Like, I really hope this was okay at the standpoint, but good night.